mistake, those were your choices. So I'm trying to figure out why I should not revoke you. You're telling me about all of these. Well, I have a home now. I have a child. I'm ready to do what's what. That's you throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. And I used to be a defense attorney and I would not be revoked and go to prison. But you're not explaining to me why it was so difficult for you to go to probation, report, to pick up a phone and call probation and say, hey, probation, I have this that's going on in my life. Everything is hitting me all at once. And you know what probation would have said? Take a deep breath, come down and report.
I understand. That was my mistake.
I mean, I'm not really there. That is good.
Thank you.
I've worked my way basically through that menu. But when you go to the airport, different menu. You can't get crab fingers or any of that.
Have
And
a Papado in the airport.
yes, in Houston,
Oh,
it's at gate E.
yeah.
But you know what? They still won't bring back the onion rings. It went away during the pandemic and they don't have them
They
anymore.
were good. Their alligator. Papados is great.
Yeah. All right. Hello. Court is calling 2024 CR 4101 State versus Gina Romano. Can I have parties announced?
James Tochi for Ms. Romano, Judge.
And are you Ms. Romano? All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Gina Romano who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 4101 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4,200 grams on January 9th, 2025 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gina and Romano did veterinary failed to report the supervision officer as directed in the months of February and March 2025 in violation.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
If the proposed agreement is to deny the state's motion and alter and amend to add 90 days as monitoring, which is their term of which of 90%.
Yes.
I mean, we're in agreement on the recommendation to the court. I explained to Ms. Romano what that entailed. One request I would have is if the court can waive those fees, if the court is willing to go along with it. She did get off to a very poor start, Judge. She has a couple really good reasons why she had a baby right when you placed her on probation. We just turned 1. At the same time, she had a sick mother who is, as I understand it, she is still in a coma. She fell into a coma the day she was released from jail, Ms. Romano. She works, she has a husband. She's far more stable now than she was a year ago. And so I hope the court will allow her to kind of begin again on her probation. You will have tabs on her. She does work, she does care for her child, and she is prepared to follow the orders of the court.
All right. Any objections to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, ma'am, not at all.
So how was she arrested somewhere or did she turn herself in?
Don't know. On the MTR,
Mhm.
MTR, my husband and I turned myself in. I called the police to my house.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Gina.
All right, so how did you become aware of that there was a warrant?
I had called the non-emergency police to see if I had a warrant.
Okay, and then, and
I
what,
knew that I didn't do my probation.
and did they tell you you had a warrant? And then what did you do?
And then, we made the decision for me to get this handled and taken care of.
I'm sorry, I can't
And
hear
then
you.
we made the decision for me to get this handled and taken care of. So it's not like over my
And,
head.
and how did you make a plan to do that? What did you do?
I decided to turn myself in to just call an officer to my house to arrest me, so I could come and have this handled. and Ask for a second chance. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. And you've been missing for a year. And according to this, they said you were granted probation on January 9th, 2025, released from custody on January 13th, 2025, and nobody saw you after that. Explain.
I just started my business, as my attorney said, I had just had my baby on November 11th of 2024. And then, so he was very young, I was taking care of him and starting my business.
So why didn't you tell probation?
I just let I just had my priorities mixed up, and in the year of taking care of him, in the year of starting my business, my husband and I we have a house rather than an apartment. So when I came out of jail last year, we were in an apartment. Now we live in a house. We have a car, a truck, 2
See,
motorcycles. He
here's the
has a
thing.
job.
You're telling me all of this as for reasons why you should not be revoked and go to prison. But you're not explaining to me why it was so difficult for you to go to probation, report, to pick up a phone and call probation and say, hey, probation, I have this that's going on in my life. Everything is hitting me all at once. And you know what probation would have said? Take a deep breath, come down and report.
I understand. That was my mistake.
I mean, not mistake, those were your choices. So I'm trying to figure out why I should not revoke you. You're telling me about all of these, well, I have a home now, I have a child, I'm ready to do what's what. That's you throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. And I used to be a defense attorney, and I would always tell my clients, what you're giving me is just throwing myself on the mercy of the court on your behalf and saying, please, judge, don't sentence me, but I have nothing. Now, I will tell you one thing that's in your favor, and if your attorney is telling me it's true, I'll accept it as such as the officer of the court, is the fact that you picked up the phone to see if you had a warrant and you called the police to come to your home to pick you up. That's one thing that's in your favor.
I didn't ask her about that, Judge. I mean, I believe that information is probably easily verifiable if that's the way it went down. I believe Ms. Romano.
All right, does anybody want to verify that for the court?
Ms. Romano, do you recall the date at which you called the police to tell the police?
It was, I think it was January 20th, 19th or 20th. I believe it was January 20th. It was the husband.
Is your home, I guess your address was your home, correct?
And yes,
All right, so they said you called the police to come pick you up. That's a good thing. That's a thing in your favor.
Yeah.
Probation, I'm sorry, state, what are you requesting?
We're asking you to follow the agreement and the let's give Ms. Romano a second chance, given the circumstances, and should she not comply, all of that.
All right, so this is what I'm going to tell you. One, I don't think GPS is appropriate, but you do need to have some form of punishment because you've been missing for a year. And that form of punishment is going to be that this will no longer be a deferred adjudication. This will be a guilty verdict. So I'm going to give you a choice. You only have 2 choices. Don't ask for a third. 1, I am going to find you guilty, place you on probation. Or 2, I'll sentence you today and I'll sentence you to 2 years.
I think she wants the probation, Judge.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will find you guilty. The court will place you on community supervision. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days of release, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Are there any drug issues with you? All right. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 8 months. There's to be 200 hours community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deducted upon completion of parenting classes, which I'm ordering. Probation, is there anything else? And on a previous probation, there was no, you know what? We can go ahead and do a TAP evaluation out of custody.
Yes, Judge. Judge, I would like to have her report weekly or monthly.
All right, weekly reporting for 60 days. Is there anything else, probation?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, in this court, if you have an issue, you need to let probation know. All it is a phone call. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. So, all right, good luck to you. They'll probably release you maybe off the record. They'll probably release you maybe, I don't know, midnight. I have no control over the release from the midnight.
There's no
Okay.
chance for today.
Hmm.
No chance for today.
No chance for what?
I work down there.
Yeah,
Hopefully tomorrow.
yes, so that's usually what happens.
Being honest.
I believe I was released from there on, I want to say December 5th.
All right, and so this positive UA that I have from the violation report, that's after that.
Yes.
So what I can tell you is I'm going to order a TAP evaluation. You need to be referred to felony drug court because there are other issues going on. If you are, and you need to be honest with felony drug court, because if you're not accepted in felony drug court, whatever TAP recommends, if they recommend inpatient, I'm going to follow that recommendation. So it would be best for you, and your attorney will tell you, to make sure that you're honest with felony drug court. All right, are you employed? What do you do?
I work at a better district.
All right, when you are released, the first thing you better do is report to probation. All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Have a seat, man. Page one, third one down.
Last thing. Crawfish and two. The dip. Gotta have like 7,000 calories.
Oh, yeah, that's why I only did it once and I'm like, no.
Once every 5 years.
Yeah, but I love that and I love their shrimp etouffee. It's good too.
On top of those. I'm hungry.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Antonio Garcia? Court is calling 2025 CR 0047778 State versus Antonio Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brandon Frater for the state.
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Garcia.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge will be waiving the punishment enhancements, but otherwise proceeding as charged.
Any objection?
None, Judge.
All right, did you review the court admonishments? Just 1 second. Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it, sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes and yes.
Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
If you're not a US citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
All right. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at $1,000 fine, probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution payable to the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, I did.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
That's how I understand, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, no contact with the complainant, no harmful or injurious contact with, is this Tino Rio?
Brianna Tenorio.
Yes.
Tenorio.
Yes. Anger management and MRT. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Judge, we have exhibit number 1 and all,
Without objection, Judge.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
we have to.
All right, thank you. State, you may be
Thank you.
excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. All right, so what was going on this day? Why is this happening?
That night.
Mhm.
On that night, everything was going well. Everything was going well, and Joseph had an argument with a friend of mine that was there because the holiday prior, he was hitting on my daughter, like.
And Judge, it was a family event. There was drinking going on. There was a big altercation. Many individuals were involved.
Mhm.
We did believe that there would be a very strong possibility that we could show a jury that Mr. Garcia was not the individual that threw that blow.
Mhm.
But given the facts of the case, given his record, given the possibilities of at trial, there was a 10-year deferred offer made after consulting with the complainants, and he made a decision to plead no contest and enter into that. But obviously,
No, well, I'm trying to figure out,
I never touched him.
no.
Well,
This
no.
is what I'm trying to figure out. Because I have this VR
Yes.
report that you're aware of.
oh, yes, Judge.
So I'm trying to see if there are other issues. And I'm trying to figure out how to address those.
And I understand that, Judge. And as I stated, there was alcohol involved, likely drugs involved.
Were you drinking that day?
I was 4 years.
Okay. And how much were you drinking?
By that time, I was already, it was past midnight. It was just New Year's Eve. So I told them they were arguing.
No. I'm not asking.
Oh, how much I was drinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, the
Uh,
drinking.
Before then, a little bit more than moderately.
All right. And the reason why I'm asking that is I explain your counsel. I do have a violation report before me as well
Yes. And
with
the
substance abuse. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out what are the appropriate conditions for you, because it appears that the complainant is on board with you, you're receiving this. So the only question becomes for the court, what conditions? And it appears that you have a substance abuse issue and that needs to be addressed. All right, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So how often have you been using other substances?
Here recently.
Mhm.
Not the way I was. I did complete inpatient and
And when did you complete inpatient?
I believe I was released from there on, I want to say December 5th.
All right, and so this positive UA that I have from the violation report, that's after that.
Yes.
So what I can tell you is I'm going to order a TAP evaluation.
Oh.
You need to be referred to felony drug court because there are other issues going on. If you are, and you need to be honest with felony drug court, because if you're not accepted in felony drug court, whatever TAP recommends, if they recommend inpatient, I'm going to follow that recommendation. So it would be best for you, and your attorney will tell you, to make sure that you're honest with felony drug court. All right, are you employed? What do you do?
I work at a battery distribution center. I work 7 days a week.
Okay, and your client needs to sign that.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you say a battery
Battery distribution center, wherever they sell batteries is more likely with
okay,
for clarity.
and you can take your copy and just hand me back mine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court's going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. There's going to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow TAP recommendations. There's to be a referral to felony drug court, and counsel, if you will make sure that he stays on top of that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Filling out everything and interviewing with them. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with the complainant.
Daughter, his wife watches the kids. I don't want there to be incidental contact.
Oh, no, so you'll need to just get the documentation from him. Give it to probation. If you
Yes.
get it to probation today, then the court will change my opinion on that.
Okay.
All right. So there's to be no contact with her. And that no contact will remain until a letter is provided to probation stating that they want contact. There is to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. I'm also going to order the MRT. Once that's completed, the remaining community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, I'm sorry, there's a $1,000 fine. And that will be probated. Probation, is there anything else?
No, I just need the no contact, the second name, the spelling of the last name.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants? Oh, and I'm sorry, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. With regards to any substance use, you need to get a sponsor. You need to start doing AA meetings. And if you ever feel you're going to use, just pick up the phone and let probation know. You know what's going to end up happening when you do that? They're going to try to help you. I'm going to get a compliance. You know, do I want a compliance hearing? I'm going to have a compliance hearing. You're going to be brought in and I'm going to say, hey, you need to get control of this. What can we do to help you? Don't disappear, okay?
I appreciate you being more.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
After hearing about prison abuse, trauma, and a violent robbery, the courtroom goes silent. The judge isn't emotional, she's calculating. And now Clinton Dixon has only two choices: freedom with strict control or years back behind prison walls.
A quick synopsis. So Ms. Medina is here because there was a supplemental report submitted to the court indicating some possible compliance issues. It was reported to the court that there was some inappropriate behavior while doing while she was at a office visit, and then there's been marijuana use, and basically that's it, Judge. We do have some information to provide for the court.
Yes.
So she's in the dual diagnosis outpatient program currently. There's been 18 positive UAs for marijuana. She's been trying to get a medical marijuana card because of some physical medical issues that she has. However, what's hindering her from getting that card is getting her medical documentation from the doctors that she visited while she was in Corpus. She has asked probation to allow her to go to Corpus for a day just so that she can obtain all of the records she needs. However, I think during that visit is when the inappropriate behavior happened, and at that time probation said no. She is well aware of how she should conduct herself during office visits, and we've talked about that, and she knows what to do going forth. She is asking the court's permission to go to obtain her medical records so that she can be in compliance with everything that she needs to do as far as the marijuana use is concerned. She's completed her anger management program, and like I said, Judge, she's currently in the dual diagnosis outpatient program.
All right. So if you're angry and upset with people, right? How does that help you obtain what you're seeking to obtain. If you're shouting at people, if you're being belligerent at people, it doesn't help at all. So because you did that, you're still not in corpus. They denied your right to go to corpus. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So being belligerent to people and not being nice to people, that really doesn't help anything. Because when you're belligerent and you're not nice to people, unless they are paragon of society, they usually are not nice back. And then I find that when people start shouting at each other, then they're really not listening to each other. It's just like, you know, get out of my office. I don't want to deal with you because you're trying to ruin my good day. And I don't know how many times I have to say it to people. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel as they're not addressing it, you can still come to court and address it with me.
I was not aware of any of that like that.
No, I say that every time. To every person who's on probation, I let them know that. But the one thing we don't do is try to ruin people's day by being mean and disrespectful. Because I guarantee you, the probation officer you spoke to, they're not paid enough money for what they do. Right?
Yeah.
And then they're dealing with somebody who's coming in being disrespectful to them, ruining their day. Sometimes you may be the only person that stops somebody from just throwing their hands up and losing it. So it's always nice, even if you are having a bad day, to greet somebody with a smile and a hello. You don't know how that may impact their day. And you negatively impacted somebody's day. And so they negatively impacted you by saying you're not going to corpus. You understand?
Yes.
So we don't do that here. I require that everybody treats everybody with respect. And even if you don't respect them, pretend. You understand?
It's a golden rule.
All right. So what are you requesting, probation?
Judge, so at this point, we are requesting that Ms. Medina have the ability to go ahead and go to corpus, obtain what she needs to obtain, and move forth with getting what she needs to get for the medical compassionate use program. I'm also requesting, once she becomes compliant, Ms. Medina has expressed the need. She hasn't seen her family in quite some time, and her family lives in the valley. She says she hasn't seen her father, and she would like to go to the valley to visit her family.
Do they want her to visit?
I had to cut them off from so much that I kept making them wait on me.
Well, no, here's the thing. Sometimes people say they want to visit family. And I'm always wondering whether or not family wants them to visit, because I don't want people who are on probation to end up involved in situations that they're not ready for. So that's why I'm asking that question. So do you know if they're ready to see you?
They've been waiting on me
Well, I mean, well, when's the last time you spoke with them?
about a month ago.
All right. So I tell you what, I will strongly consider allowing you to do that. But what I need you to do is have them reach out to probation to let probation know that they would like to have contact with you. And if their answer is yes, and if everything else is taken care of and you're doing well, I will sign the order for you to go visit with them. Okay? So whether or not you visit with them, a lot of it's going to depend on you getting what you need in order to do that. First thing, get them in contact with probation for them to say, yes, we want her to visit with us. And then that probation is going to need to know where you're going to be staying when you go visit. And then when you come back, you'll have to do a UA upon return. You understand? And if that's yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
And if this medical reports you need from its corpus,
Yes, Judge.
if you're not able to get that and you don't get a card for use for marijuana for medical purposes, then you're going to have to start doing something else, because you're not allowed to smoke marijuana while you're on probation or use marijuana while you're on probation unless you have a medical prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so when is this trip for Corpus needed? What day?
As soon as possible, because I did call in order for me to.
No,
get
what
them,
date?
If anything tomorrow, I'm able to go as soon as
All
I'm
right.
able to be let go.
And how long are you're gonna need to be there?
As long as the offices are open, majority of the time they're open till 5.
She
All right.
said 1 day, Judge.
All right, so she's allowed to leave. February 13th. You may want to call them because sometimes doctors' offices, they close early on Friday or they're off on Friday.
And Monday is a holiday for
Mhm.
some offices as well, so they may close early.
All right,
So-
so,
Tuesday.
so we'll
Do
do,
Tuesday instead?
Yeah.
all right, so February 20th.
Is that Tuesday's date? Judge?
Is it
I'm
the
sorry.
18th? Let me see, or is it 17th?
17th, Judge.
All right, so February 17th. And I'll put on here, she's allowed to leave February 17th or February 12th, because you may call them and they may say, no, we'll be open all day tomorrow. All right, is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
Mm.
No, Judge.
All right, so in this court, communication is key. If there is an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. Oh, hey, you know what? You've got to make things appear beautiful in your life. There
You
needs to
certainly
be
do.
some beauty, right?
You certainly did.
Oh, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 001088 State versus David Graham. Can I have parties announced?
And Ron Ross for defendant.
And are you Mr. Graham?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same David Graham who's placed on community supervision in 2025 CR 001088 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on June 12th, 2025 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4, on or about the 30th day of September 2025 in Bear, Texas. The defendant, David Graham, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I'll plead that true, Your Honor.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 29th day of August 2025 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, David Graham, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 30th day of July 2025 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, David Graham, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State will waive the remaining allegations.
Any objection?
No objections, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 4, 2, 2, and 2?
yes.
Court will find 4, 2, 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Judge.
No, but I did know that you said violation number 4, but I read.
It was
3
2.
Violations of 2.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's violations then of 2, 2, and 2. And there's no proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor, the state is asking for you to grant state's motion and sentence to 2 years.
And defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, I need to ask my client a question.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Richard Grant.
All right, you may proceed.
David, a couple of questions. One is, you admitted that you did not do drug testing for 4 months, I believe, July, August, September, and October of last year. You admitted that, correct? But now you did report those months to probation,
Yes, yes, sir.
but you didn't do drug testing.
Sir.
Now, why is that? Tell
Oh.
the judge why it is.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, and I want to say thank you and I apologize for being back in your court after you did the immunity. The reason why I wasn't unable to, because at that time, my legal house was broken down. I was staying with supposedly had been a boss of mine. He was giving me a ride to my probation at the last hour, which was 4 to 5. And it was like time we were trying to make it from there to Uway, we would have gotten there on time. And what could traffic. He would get me at his beck and call basically. Okay, he was like, yes, well, I'll take you the next day. I never got around to it.
Why didn't you take the via bus?
Where I was located at, ma'am, there's no via bus there. I
Okay.
was located at Highway 16
Mhm.
and 1604, Mount
Okay.
Army, Jacob Breeze Road, no via bus comes through there. Yes, I do receive an income. That income, I'm trying to get my vehicle back together. But I mean, wanted me to chase people can, want to do it myself, it's a accomplishment, something I did by myself. Well, it wasn't going too good for me.
Okay.
Everything, I was to it, yes, I didn't go, I know it was a violation. Say,
At just 15 years old, he was sent to prison for 15 years. What happened behind those walls would change him forever. Now he stands before judge, facing a robbery charge and a decision that could send him back for life.